Will Braden Maynard be a pie after 2025? Let's talk about it. So there is a little bit of a talking point with Braden Maynard at the moment. If you watch Gettable on the AFL, Cal Toomey said this.
Braden Maynard is also one I keep an eye on because the Pies brought in two players his age to play his position and paid them around $900,000 each season. He's not on that.
Yeah.
Will another club offer him that?
Okay. One to watch there.
Now, he's not wrong. Maynard is an unrestricted free agent. Next year, he'll be 28. The thing about Maynard is he's missed 9 games in the last 9 seasons. So he's extremely durable, right? North Melbourne came for him, not hard, but they inquired about him during this off-season, and he said, no, I don't want to go to North Melbourne. You can see why they did it. They need a player like Braden Maynard, not only for, his defensive ability, but just his senior, his seniorness. He's vice captain at the club. He's just one of those guys that can, the white line feather, he can pull you up by your bootstraps and get you going. And for a young club, that's what they need. So you think that they would come extremely, extremely hard for Braden Maynard at the end of 2025. Before I get into a lot of my other thoughts and what this sort of could mean, what I disagree with what Cal Toomey just said in that video that I just showed you is that we recruited Dan Houston and Harry Perryman who can play his role. And I don't think that's true at all. Yes, we recruited Dan Houston, we recruited Perryman. Perryman was recruited to play that midfield role because that's what the Giants weren't giving him. That's what Adelaide weren't going to give him. So he comes in, he's going to play a predominantly midfield role. We'll see him off halfback a little bit, but he doesn't take away Braden Maynard's capabilities or his role at all. With Dan Houston, he's a straight swap for John Noble. So saying that we signed 2 players around his age that can do his role, I think is a bit of a cop-out, really. And I love Cal. I love what he does. I love his draftings, and I watch Gettable all the time. But I think it's a little bit of a cop-out. And Braden Maynard, nobody can do what Braden Maynard can do, right? Opposition fans hate him. We know this, but they would love him on their team. And I tell you what, if Braden Maynard said, I'm not signing for Collingwood, 17 other clubs would be fighting tooth and nail to get his signature. Now remember, the only thing with unrestricted free agent is, so there's 2 conditions, has to be playing at the club for 8 years, which Maynard is, he's been there 9 years, or not in the top 25% 25% paid players at the club, which he definitely is anyway, but it's the 9 years of service. With unrestricted free agent, if North Melbourne offer him $1 million a season, Collingwood can't match it. It's just an automatic, yep, I'm taking it, I'm going, and then Collingwood get their the compensation pick. So who knows what that is, top 10, whatever it may be, based on how much you're getting, Braden Maynard would get paid. But that's worst case scenario, right? If you were in the Cave of Wonders and you found the magic lamp and you gave the magic lamp a rub, the genie popped out and he says, you've got 3 wishes. For the current Collingwood playing list, what are you wishing for? 1, you're obviously wishing for a premiership. 2, you're wishing that Pendlebury plays on forever. And 3, you're wishing that Braden Maynard stays as a one-club player, because people like Braden Maynard and players like Braden Maynard don't grow on trees. Everybody loves him. He is just, not even just such a great personality, just such a great player as well. You would think that he stays at the club and signs, what is he, 20, he'll be 28, maybe signs a 4-year deal, even 5 years, like you would sort of give him, because he commands that, because he is one of our better players, and just for what he brings to the team, not even off the field, just to the team, I think it's just second to none in our club. Maybe Taylor Adams could have been that sort of guy, and he was that guy for a certain number of years, but everyone looks to Braden Maynard for that aggression, for that, give and go, he just rolls you up, and then the fans, and we love it, and it would be an absolute travesty if Collingwood, tried to have their cake and eat it too, and got rid of Braden Maynard, which I don't think will happen, by the way. What I'm sort of, frightful for a little bit, because we've seen it, with Collingwood in the past, but now we've got Justin Leppich as a list manager. So I think this scenario isn't going to happen, but I just hope it's not, Braden Maynard asking for, look guys, I'm worth $900,000 a year. I want 4-year contract. And Collingwood being like, no, we only see you as 750, and we're only going to give you a 3-year sort of contract. And then they just let him go for nothing. And that kind of reminds me of that one scene from The Lion King where, Mufasa is hanging off the edge, and Scar's on top of him, and Mufasa's like, help me, like, pull me up, brother. And then Scar just sort of lets him go. So hopefully we don't have one of those scenarios. I don't think we will, because Collingwood, you'd want this done before mid-year. If it gets to mid-year and it's not done, that's when you start worrying a little bit. That's when you start going, hang on a second. Oh, you're going to let footy do the talking? Hang on. So I'm hoping that a couple rounds in, we can announce this even before opening round, because I think that would be a massive boost to the team, to the fans. It'll give us something to sort of gear us up for the season, especially because nobody likes opening round. And if it's announced before opening round, I think that would be absolutely huge, especially for the morale of all the fans as well, and for the team. You don't want these uncontracted players going all the way through, and we're going to see it a lot in the coming years. We'll see it a lot next year as well. But I don't think Braden Maynard, no matter how much money you're going to throw at him, I think he is that loyal, and hopefully this doesn't bite me on the ass, but I think he is that loyal that he stays at the club, and the club are going to do everything in their power to make him stay. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think he stays? Do you think he goes? I kind of know what you're talking about anyway, but I thought it was an interesting point because there are a lot of free agents, unrestricted free agents coming up, and I'm going to do a tier list about it soon. LDU is the big one. There's a couple more, but LDU is that name that is just shining in my face. And he's a little bit different to Braden Maynard, right? Because he's coming from a club that's not doing so great he would move to a club that's doing fantastic, whether that be us or Carlton or whoever it may be, Hawthorn, whoever it may be. So it's an upgrade as opposed to, and I'd say this with the utmost respect, a team that's playing finals all the time to a young team that is still learning how to win, right? That's probably the nicest way to put it. Let me know your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.